Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. This is Wild West '08. We're presenting level 416 with my good friend KooshMoose. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. I feel like we just did this. It's so
We
weird.
we did. It is the start of the school year, and I forgot to hit the record button, but at least it was like 2 minutes in and not 50 minutes and we're closing up and like, oh shoot.
Yeah, so not much to change since the last time we talked 2 minutes ago.
Oh shoot, man. It has just been a hectic start to the school year. I was traveling and then now, I'm trying to do high school, middle school, and they have our elementary schools split up a little bit. So we have kindergarten through second in one, third and fourth through another, and then they go, other way. But yeah, so I'm doing three schools trying to get everybody. Yeah, my mind's just trying to get everything back. But
Are they at least on bus duty, or like are you driving them, or they are all like near each other, or like are they doing you any favors?
so we do have it split. My wife switched to the day shift. She used to be working nights, so she would do a lot of the pickups and drop offs, but now she's in the day shift, so she'll drop them off a lot in the morning. But the problem is that my oldest and starting, she's freshman now in high school, and she's in band and marching band, and they do their practice at 7 a.m. So you got to be there at like 6:50, and so that's a little too early for her. So she usually will drop them off in the morning and then come back at the other two and drop the other two off. But tomorrow, like I'm not working tomorrow right now. Hopefully it stays that way. And so I'll drop the oldest off so my wife can sleep in a little bit. But yeah, it's just trying to coordinate all that, and then they'll ride the bus home sometimes if we're both working or whatever. And just kind of depends on the day. But yeah, we do have a little bit of help, but it's also the buses are crowded nowadays, so it's easier just to get them home, without having to deal with that. But
When I was quote unquote young, we would do marching band after school. That's interesting that they practice
oh man,
before school.
yeah, my wife and I were talking just, like going into this. So Monday,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter had her 7 a.m. practice, dropped her off and everything. So she had practice from 7 to 8, and then school, all the way schools till 3:30 or so. And then she has once a week, she has sectional practice, which happened to fall on a Monday. So she was there from after school from 4 to 5. Then she
Mm-hmm.
had an hour break before having an event. They do kind of like a meet the athlete event every year at the high school
Mm-hmm.
for all the different teams, the football, swim team, golf team, cheerleading, all of that. And so she came home for like 20 minutes, ate dinner, and then had to be dropped back off for that. So she was basically gone until 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. And I'm like, we're in high school. I mean, what are we teaching our kids to be? Have a
Child labor laws.
14-hour day? Yes, I mean that is worse than child labor laws.
Yeah.
But I know that we're more of a first time. I know some of the older panelists, or uh, other people might be used to that kind of stuff, but that was just like, especially with my wife and I, I worked Monday, my wife worked Monday. So not only did we do our full-time jobs, but we, had to wrestle kids and then go to sit and watch, our oldest perform. And it was over 100 degrees
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
So same as you, like, I'm happy to go outside and be in our pool. But other than that, that's about the extent of me being outside in the summer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyways, before we got rudely interrupted by me not hitting the recording button. How was the beach?
The beach is fine. We go about twice a year. We go off season once and on season once. We take the in-laws because it is their condo. So we take them. Now they're getting kind of old, so they need some assistance. So we take them with us once, and then one time we go by ourselves, just the three of us. And we go for longer when it's just the three of us, and that's what this one was. So we were there for 1 week. We tend to go up on weekdays, so we don't hit any traffic going over the Bay Bridge. If you know, you know. So that's what this was. This was the 1 week on season, stupid hot ocean trip, and it was fun.
Oceanside that you go to?
What's that?
Is that Oceanside that you go to? Oceanside, Maryland?
Ocean City, Maryland. But yes,
Ocean City, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I've been there one time.
Yeah, and there's a New Jersey, Ocean City, and so if you say Ocean City, it could be like, oh, which one are you talking about? But yeah, Ocean City, Maryland. It was fine. We did all the things we do: miniature golf, we get ice cream, There's the boardwalk, a
Yeah.
lot of pool. And then my wife takes my daughter to the water park. So they actually got to go to the water park on a good day. And yeah, they had a good time there. I avoid the sun. I know the joke is that I'm playing on the beach. I am not. I'm playing in the AC. I'm an indoor boy. So the sun does not like me. I do not like the sun. And that's how
Yeah.
it shall remain.
And we'll get to what you were playing on, later in
Mm-hmm.
your game showcase. But
Yep.
I'm glad you guys had a good time. That sounds like a lot of fun. I remember I think my oldest was, I want to say 2. I think she was 2 when we went. We went right as I finished grad school out in Philadelphia. We, right before I left, and we went to Utah for my first job. We tried to find something that wasn't super expensive, and my sister, I have 2 younger sisters, one right below me. She came out and went with us. We went to Oceanside or whatever city it was, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I remember the boardwalk. I remember, my oldest was just having a lot of fun, and playing in the sand and kind of running in the water and then running out and just having a grand old time. And
Oh,
it's a nice place.
the other thing is this was like jellyfish spawning week. So like it was like
Oh,
horrible. It was horrible for anyone to go in the water. We were looking out from the condo and we just see everyone on the beach and no one in the water because there's
oh,
just
really?
jellyfish everywhere. So yeah, so it was kind of funny. I was laughing. But
That's
yeah,
interesting that it would be. I feel like that would be more like Gulf of Mexico type stuff and not
I think it might have to be something with
Atlantic.
the
But
warmer weather. I don't know. They said that this was an unusual year for sure. This was the worst the jellyfish have been in years. So
wow, yeah,
yeah, didn't bother me. But
yeah. You were just laughing,
yep,
laughing on your, laughing on your device. But
sitting
oh,
there
I'm glad you
laughing.
guys, glad you had a good time. And uh, Big L is not with us this week, so we wish him well wherever he's at and whatever he's doing. But let's go to some game news, and we'll split this up. We'll each kind of take some stuff. I saw today that they came out with an article and they patched the Halo LASO glitch.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it still works on if you're playing it when co-op. The co-op person, from what I understand, can still get progress towards it, but the person that is hosting does not.
Wow,
So
weird.
I know. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. I didn't get a chance to read. I was kind of looking more on what the comments were and seeing, what it was. I think someone posted it in the Discord
Mm-hmm.
and everything. But yeah, it looks like that's what it says on TA. But I don't know if
Well, it
how it
sounds like that'll
works.
probably go away too at some point
I,
once
I'm
they
I'm
figure
sure
that out.
somewhere. Well, I mean, I gave a warning in the last time Ella and I talked about it. I was like, it's
Yeah,
going to happen soon because I'm sure that was not planned. It's
yeah,
just it always amazes me like how people see this stuff, how people make it work because I
yeah,
just don't even think like that on that. But anyways, you've got some piece of news. When you want to bring yours?
yeah. Yeah, so this morning I saw an article. I believe it. Well, I saw it a couple places, but the TA version, they were talking about the Jez Corden and Nate the Hate. Nate the Hate's a leaker, I guess. He's the guy that gets headlines before they're supposed to. But he's apparently got a fairly good rep for it or whatever. But both he and Jez Corden spoke about a rumor that there is a surprise unveiling of a sequel it's going to be at Gamescom 2026, and it's going to be a game from a series, an Xbox IP that has 2 or more games, but it's not going to be by the original developer of that. So people are kind of guessing, oh, well, what's it going to be? There was some speculation, people asking, Nate the Hate, what is it, Nate the Hate or Nate Drake? Weird. I thought it was Nate the Hate. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's Nate the Hate, but I guess his whatever handle in this forum is Nate Drake. In any case, they asked him, what about the genre? And he said, well, the genre would give it away. So then somebody had to go and get my hopes up, and they said it's got to be Ori because if it's Metroidvania, that's the only Metroidvania, in Xbox's stable in terms of IP. I'm just like, oh my gosh, Ori news. So now I'm hoping to hear something. Whatever it is, I'm going to be excited to hear the news. It's just, will I be excited to play the game? I don't know. but it's also it's also not going to be the original developer, so you got that going for whatever game it is. It's not the original developer, so there is some sort of risk if it's something that you already like. It's being done by somebody else. So
Yeah, I mean that could be good or bad news. I mean sometimes you get some, pretty good things. I know a lot of people, me included, enjoy the Fallout New Vegas done by Obsidian.
some people were saying like Viva Pinata. Like, okay, they're not going to let Rare do it, because I guess Rare's too busy with stupid Sea of Thieves. So, could someone else go ahead and do some sort of Viva Pinata? I don't know. But those were the two I saw bandied about the most, was Ori and Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata would be interesting just because I don't know if the clamor is there to do something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they do with that.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just, doing a little bit of a side thing because you got me thinking when you were talking about all that. Have you checked out the PS5 Wolverine?
I'm trying to
console?
avoid it. I saw a little bit of the stuff, but I'm trying to avoid it so that I don't buy it at a full price. I'd like to get it on sale. But yeah, I've seen some things. Why?
I just, it looks awesome.
Yeah,
Wolverine's like my favorite Marvel character, and having a console like that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I wish it was like that. I really wish that we could live in the day where you didn't have to hope and pray that you got the right thing in line. But I'm pulling it up because it goes on sale tomorrow, the 19th. So, I mean, they're doing it everywhere. There's PS Direct, Amazon, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop. So,
do what I do. Like, instead of buying a PlayStation 5 and Wolverine, go ahead and play the Wolverine game on 360. Like, that's what you should.
I love that game. You and I have talked.
Play it again. Just play it again.
No, they remaster new achievements.
If they could remaster it, that'd be amazing.
It would be.
I would definitely play that, except for the final level. My gosh,
you just need to get it done. Yeah. All right. Just a few more things. There is a new Mafia Definitive Edition stack which came out of nowhere, which I was shocked at. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. They have a Series X and S version now.
I mean, it doesn't affect me because it's not on Game Pass anymore. Like, had it been on Game Pass, I would have loved to have seen this back then, so I could have done the triple stack. But
so if it comes to Game Pass, would you do another go in it?
Oh man, I guess I hate that race. But when I did it before, it was fresh in my mind, so it wasn't so bad on the second time through. So doing it a third time now, I'd have to shake off the rust and remember how I cheesed it. I didn't do the pile up cheese. I did the actual kind of race mechanics cheese, just like that first turn. You have to do a really good first turn, first half of that first lap. But yeah, I guess I'd play it. I like the game. The game is great.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know if that's one where if it was like 10 years from now, I probably would go for it. I just did it, I think 2 years ago or a year ago. I don't think I'm that ready to get back into it, but I really want them to do Mafia 2 on Game Pass. They haven't done that yet. That'd be good to get that one. But speaking of another game, that looks like they're doing a Simpsons Hit and Run. It's coming back as well. I saw that today. So some of those, I know some of those older Simpson games are beloved. So look out for that if you want to. So we can move on. We got our targets for the month. Have you finished them yet? You still working on them?
I finished 2 of them. I'm still working on the Force one. And I'm just, I'm not at the point yet where I need to target them, if you will. I'm just kind of like, I've gotten the other 2 done naturally. I haven't even thought about them. And I was just looking today, just like, am I playing anything like, Assassin's Creed Origins? I've been playing a lot of that lately. Is there anything left in that that's going to get me towards that? Well, there's 1, maybe 2 achievements. So I'm close. I don't think I'm going to have any problems.
Yeah, so we have the Force achievement. So you get FORCE in the achievement or game name, any order. Gold, you need 12 achievements. You have the stealth genre for undercover. You need 6 achievements with the stealth genre. That was the one I kind of had to look at and figure out what I could do. I don't really play a ton of stealth games, but I decided that I'm a big Quiet Place fan. movie fan, and they had came out with a game a little bit ago with that, and I put it on my wish list and just waited, and ended up having a good enough sale that I bought it. So I started that for uh, that was going to be one of my next games I played, and luckily I still had plenty of achievements in that, so I was able to get that done. Um, let's see, and then the last one is First Down for ripping off the Madden stuff that's coming out this month. You need three achievements where the first letter of the achievement name and game name are the same. So you need 9 achievements of that for gold. So that'll
Have
probably do
you
much.
have you taken a look at the how TA is pushing out updates every Friday till the end of the year? Have you taken a look at the Target update?
I have.
I think it's great. I like going in there now and seeing what I've done that has contributed to that. I'm
Man,
loving that.
look at all those golds I have. Not one
Uh,
bronze or silver. Just look
that's
at all
not what I'm
those.
talking about. I'm talking about looking at, like, for instance, Undercover. I've got 39 achievements that go towards it because I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins, and
Yeah,
that counts as stealth. So it's great to finally have that and not have to jump through the hoops to say, okay, well, what's valid, and then flip the little thing that says, what have I already got that's valid, and then sort by date. Like, that was a pain in the butt, but now they're doing it for you, and I appreciate that. That's one of the nice things they've done lately that I don't know if we talked about that.
yeah, that is pretty cool. Every Friday, we get a new feature. This has been the one that I've liked the most as well. And I also like that it shows you what color medal you've gotten for it.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that
I
until
didn't
just
either
now.
until I just looked on right now, and I was looking at it like I was under the stealth one. So I have all of my achievements have come from Quiet Place, and so it has the first three bronze, or I guess it's kind of a little out. Mine's a little off, but it's supposed to have the first three bronze, and then I have two silver, and then four gold. So one of the golds obviously should be silver. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you can kind of see which one's got you what. Let's see, going the
Yeah,
force
that's
be
weird.
with you. Yeah, mine are kind of all over the place, but
Weird. Yeah, there's
anyways, yeah,
something funky about that because I've got one and then I've got two, and then they're both bronze, but the first one I have has no metal associated with it. I think that needs to be tweaked a little bit. That's weird.
yeah, I think it's a coding thing, kind of whatever. But
But whatever. I mean, I see the achievements. That's all I really cared about. But it is cool to see that if they do a little tweaking on that that feature, you'd be able to see which ones actually get you the medal too. So
yeah, yep, that's a definitely a good feature. But all right, I think last time you went first, so I'll take the first one. I was telling Kush I was able to go on a work trip and finish up, as I had a lot of time in the hotel to finish up Atlas Fallen before it left Game Pass. And I know that you were on my friends list as finished it. So this comes from Focus Entertainment, developed by Deck 13 Interactive, came out in August 10th, 2023. Um, Now, we were talking about it. I didn't ever see a Windows stack for it. I only saw the normal one.
no, it's
Is it
play
just
anywhere.
it's just play anywhere? Okay, maybe
Yeah.
I misunderstood because I know when we were talking, I was under the impression there was a Windows stack because you were like, oh yeah, I played the Windows version.
I
So I
was
was,
flipping between the two versions because I played it
gotcha.
when I was at the beach last year. So
Oh, that
yes,
was
I
your
was
beach game.
yes, I was playing it on the Surface, which basically PC version, and then at home I was playing on the Xbox. So
Yeah, I didn't ever play it on Windows, so I don't know how it played there. I just played it on the Xbox. But this is an action RPG role playing open world game. I would have to say that the news came out, and I haven't really chased a lot of Game Pass leavings lately. I've kind of focused more on the backlog and just cleaning up other title updates and whatever. And so, the leaving soon section came out, and that game came out as well. And I was just, I was like, you know what? It's an action RPG. I haven't played one of those. I do like the genre quite a bit. Also, role playing. So I kind of watched a video on YouTube of it, and I was just like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. So I was just like, I need to make a decision now because I got to download it, and I can start it now. I know I'll have some time coming up as I go on a work trip and everything that I'll be able to play it. And so I decided to do it on a whim, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Let's see what the great KooshMoose gave
same.
it. You gave it a 3.5. Okay, I
Yep.
didn't quite get there, but yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. yeah, you kind of get thrust into this world where you find a gauntlet, and the gauntlet has a god in it, and that god wants to take down another god that's kind of ruling the land, and yeah, it's pretty much just a typical basic action RPG game where you level up stuff and you beat enemies and you do all that stuff. I thought they did a pretty good job. I liked the you kind of do a little bit of like a skateboarding sand moving as you move around the map. I thought that was pretty fun. And then you also can jump and move pretty fast if you need to as well. Um, you start out with basically nothing upgraded on your gauntlet, but through some campaign missions and everything, you'll upgrade it so you can do a triple jump or triple dash, I guess I should say. You can do what else? You could do like more power moves to pull things from the sand and create places for you to go uh, visit that might be a little bit higher up or something like that. So overall, I think it's definitely worth if you are a fan of the genre. It's not going to be anything mind blowing or new, but if you are a fan of action RPG games, I think this is worth a playthrough. Obviously, you missed it unless it comes back to Game Pass in the future. You missed playing it then, and it does carry a pretty pricey. Sorry, my dog's like sniffing around over there, just figuring it out. It does carry a pretty hefty price tag, $39.99. It's been as low as $9.99. So I think $10 is definitely worth it if it ever gets back down to that price. I don't know. Let's see when it was $10 last. Oh, it looks like it goes for $10 pretty frequently. So it's been a lot. It's been $12 a few times. It was $9 on July 16th. So who knows?
Yeah,
But
12 is still a good deal. So
yeah, yeah, I think anything $15 and below, you're getting quite a bit of content. It's a 25 to 30 hour game with one add-on called the Rain of Sand. This one will just add it adds 6 quests, I believe, that are part of one mission, and then you also have to as you go about the world, there'll also be some breaches with monsters that you'll have to fight. And when you do those breaches, they'll have objectives in there that are optional. You don't have to do them if you don't want to, but for the achievement, you're going to want to do it'll pop up on the left side, or it'll pop up, I guess, when you go to it. If you accept the quest to close the breach, it'll say you need to do it without losing any health or whatever. There's a few different options. So you just need to fulfill that optional goal and you'll get the achievement there. It's not a very lengthy add-on. Now, the Game Pass version came with it. I'm trying. Do you know? I didn't
it says
see.
$4, normally $2 on sale.
Okay, so
And it's currently on sale. So
there you go. So it's not very expensive because it doesn't add a ton of content to it. But yeah, I mean, you could do with that as you will. It does have New Game Plus, so you can bring all the stuff that you found and go, and the monsters will be harder, and the rewards are supposed to be better. I didn't play on New Game Plus, but that is an option for you. Now, there are quite a few story achievements, but the main bulk of your achievements are going to be in the post game. So I would recommend just going through, play the game, do whatever things you want to do around the map. And then after you're done, and you beat the final boss and everything, you'll be able to load up your save from right before you fought the final boss, and then you can go do whatever you want to do. Or if you want to, you can get all the other achievements and then finish up the game, or finish up the story mode, however you want to go about doing that. Because a lot of the time, a lot of that 20-25 hours that you're going to spend playing the game is going to be on exploration. There's a lot of things that you need to find or do to be able to get all the achievements, which I would say kind of killed a little bit of the game for me. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, the end of it was certainly like grabbing a resource online and like going to the place and looking for the thing. Oh no, I already found this one. What about this one? And just kind of going to all the places looking for the chests. And I didn't love that, surprisingly.
Yeah, I felt like it kind of broke up the groove of the game.
Yeah.
It was just like the story was decent. Like again, it's nothing earth shattering, but it was a decent story. Although albeit very cheesy, but like the combat's really good. You have 3 things to choose from. You can equip 2 of them to use 2 of the 3. And so just kind of whatever play style you want. And then you have different armors that you can buy or find or get in quests. You can add those on as well. And then you'll be able to, as you go out, you'll find different abilities that you can add into your gauntlet. There's 3 tiers that you'll use with them. So you just do that to, be able to, let's say you want to have a little bit of a tornado to attack enemies. There'll be that, or they'll have what else? They'll have stuff that will increase your momentum, and your momentum is the one that helps you use your powers in combat. So there'll be stuff that'll help you increase that quicker. And so there's a lot of different things that you can do to customize how you want to play with, create your abilities, upgrade your abilities, all that stuff. But which is all good and fine. But then once you get to that end game of trying to do, you don't have to complete the map and do everything, but you get pretty close to it. So let's, just kind of going through a little bit of it. You do have some miscellaneous achievements like stay in the air for 60 seconds or kill an enemy with its own mines. So you have some things like that. One of the harder ones is killing one of the biggest enemies without taking any damage. That took a little bit of time. And then there'll be easy ones. You'll find just lore items throughout the map, and you have to just find 30, and there's easily probably over 100. So you just have to find a little bit of that to get an achievement, or find some artifacts, which are just little collectibles that you can sell. You'll again find a lot of those around. So some of those are easy, but then you start getting into you have to find a vendor that is in a bunch of different spots. You have to find him 6 times, which can, trying to figure out where he's at on the map, or you'll have to upgrade stuff. You'll have to find vantage points and all the fast travel points, and there's little watchtowers throughout the game that you'll have to defeat to get rid of the monsters in that area. So it's just little things like that just add up over time and just probably doubles the playtime for the game, which is a little unfortunate. But overall, I had a good time with it, and I think if you're a fan of kind of the Darksiders, I would say is a comparison. If you're a fan of,
okay, I see that.
Just kind of the combat, I guess, is
with a little more RPG than the original game. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, yeah, not more RPG, not as hack and slash, but it's still quite a bit of hack and slash and all that. So if you're a fan of that, or maybe some other games that Koosh could bring to our attention, if you're a fan of those, I would say definitely check this out when it's on sale.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that for a game that they show you like riding on the sand, doing like your sand surfing or whatever, the game has an incredible amount of verticality.
Yes.
If you have, I don't know, man, if you have vertigo, I don't know if it triggers it for people, but like there were times where I was like super high up and I'm like, holy crap. Like I'm feeling kind of really nervous up here because, I guess I spend a lot of time getting back up if I fall down, but incredible verticality in this game. Just mind blowing. Like I was not expecting that. Fun game, just like you said, just a fun time, and not a crazy amount. And I think you could play on any difficulty level too, right?
Yeah, there's no achievement for beating it on any difficulty. I think there's just standard 3 difficulties. So I just played it on story mode just to play it. But yeah, I would say as well as there is a lot of verticality, mountains, peaks and stuff like that you have to go up. It is a little bit of a bummer when you're trying to find stuff, and it's like, is it on the top part of the map? Is it on the middle part of the map? The lower part?
Yeah, that part did suck. And then like, I can't climb this side. I can only climb the other side.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little bit annoying. But
yeah, so it is, again, it's a little frustrating with the collectibles. That's why I kind of knocked off some points on it, because I felt like, the story part was fine with me. I enjoyed doing the missions. I was hooked into it. I was having a lot of fun, but then it's just like I got to that in-game grind after, and I was just like, I don't mind it. I turn on my music and I just kind of go and just zone out and just do my stuff and all that. But yeah, it kind of gets a little taxing at the end. So anyways, that's Atlas Fallen. Highly recommend it. If you are a action RPG fan, get it for $10-15 somewhere in there. It's worth it for that price. And you can play it whenever you want. And like Koosh said, you can play it on Windows as well, and it'll progress have cross saves all over the place. So anyways, that's Atlas Fallen. Koosh, what do you got for us?
Oh man, let me tell you. So when I go to the beach, my wife doesn't like it when I bring an Xbox with me. So I made that mistake a couple years ago of bringing like the 1S, like the real small travel-y one. And I went to go plug it in when they were going to the pool one time. She's like, "What are you doing? Did you bring an Xbox?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going for the Game Pass thing." And so I learned from that. I was just like, okay, well, that's not loved. So I have to find other ways to get my gaming fix in. So what I do now is I just bring the Surface, because I use that as a PC, but also, can do some gaming, and also my ROG Ally. Now, because of my job, sometimes I have to work even when I'm on vacation, like even if it's just for half an hour to an hour a day. Like there's stuff that only I know how to do and I'm responsible for. So I go in and I work half an hour a night, or whatever, while I'm on vacation. And so I have a second monitor that's like a travel monitor and it uses a USB-C connection, and it works really well. And I was like, hold on, I wonder if I could use that as a second screen, a bigger screen for the ROG Ally. And sure can. When you do that, the ROG Ally screen just goes black, and you now have this huge monitor, basically just playing on a TV, just like the Switch would or something. So I played some games that way, and I had a great time. I also played looking at the regular screen. It wasn't too bad because of the type of game I'm playing. It doesn't have like tiny text and things like that. It really depends on what type of game you're playing. I was playing platformers, and I was playing the game I'm going to talk about, which is kind of a mascot platformer, and I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I played a lot using the ROG Ally. I played most of my gaming was on the ROG Ally, and it was fantastic. It's a great thing if you're playing PC games or Xbox games that are play anywhere. Worked great for that. Really glad I was finally able to put that thing to some use. And I'm looking forward to whatever the next trip is. Business trip, more than likely it'll be an Ocean City trip, or something like that. So, but yeah, I had a lot of fun times with that, and it was great. Very good experience. But what I was playing was a game called Duskfade. Now, Duskfade is a game by developer Weird Beluga Studio. This is their first Xbox game. They do have a PlayStation game. It looks pretty cool. I think it's a kind of a run and gun shooter type thing. Looks great. The graphics on it look great, but both these are on Steam too as well. But for Xbox, Duskfade is their first game, and it harkens back to like the 90s, like late 90s, early 90s, mascot platformers, things like Jak and Daxter, things like Ratchet and Clank, what was that, Knack on PlayStation, and all those types of games where you're sitting behind your character, running around, smacking things or shooting things or doing whatever, and just like exploring, just platforming, doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. And like Ratchet and Clank, this game, I compare it to Ratchet and Clank. In fact, it looks like Kingdom Hearts. So your character looks like the guy from Kingdom Hearts. And forgive me for not knowing his name. I've played one of the games, and then the titles drew me crazy. I was never going to play it again. So Sona, I guess his name, or Sora or whatever. But the character looks like he's straight out of Kingdom Hearts, and his sword has these pendulums from like everything in this game is clock themed because it has to do with time and trying to turn back time and go back in time. And so his sword has these little grandfather clock kind of pendulums, or clock weights, hanging from the end of the sword, which just happens to look exactly like a keyblade. And so it looks like Kingdom Hearts, but it plays like Ratchet and Clank. There is stuff everywhere, and when you kill enemies, and when you like smash boxes or fruit stands, or I don't know, light stands, whatever you're smashing, it just explodes into like shards, and those shards just kind of fly around and go into your inventory, just like the gears and things in Ratchet and Clank. and gears and ammo and stuff like that. And it just looks great. And it's surprising because this is an indie game. It's not a $60 game. This is a $30 game from an indie developer. It's their second game that I'm aware of, first game on the Xbox, and it looks like a AAA game. And it plays a lot like a AAA game as well. You've got the ability to do a double jump from the start. You can also do like a long jump if you do the roll maneuver first and then hit jump. So you can kind of chain those moves with your double jump and your long jump and your roll. If you're in the air and you hit the roll button, it does a little dive, a little forward dive. And if you swing your sword, you get just a little bit more height. And for the most part, the platforming feels really good. I noticed, even with all my experience in these types of games, for me, I felt like the level design was just a little bit off in some places. Every now and then you'd encounter a jump where you just keep missing it. But you keep trying it. It's a jump you're supposed to be able to make, or jump I'm supposed to be able to make. I'll put it on myself. And I had to keep trying. There's a couple of these places multiple times just to get this one jump done. And it kind of drew me batty. And I was just like, I feel like I should be able to pull this off better, and it shouldn't be such a big deal. And I feel like that's their fault. And I feel like they should have designed this a little bit better, or given me an upgrade somewhere else that gives me just a little bit more height or something. And in fact, there is a power that you get later in the game that you can use to launch yourself up in the air a little bit. But I shouldn't need that for these platforming sections. Maybe you put it in a place where only that power up will allow you to get to this thing. But whatever. For the most part, platforming is really good. And just every now and then you find a couple jumps here or there that you might have to try over and over again until you get them. Unfortunately, at least two of those are at the very, very end of the game where you're trying to like do an escape sequence, and you just have to keep playing the whole sequence over again and nailing these one or two really difficult jumps. So that was a little bit frustrating. When you run into an enemy, they're typically in like these arena-based areas. So you're just kind of running along, exploring, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the experience of just searching every nook and cranny for all the collectibles that come as part of this game. And power-ups and things that'll contribute. You find 3 heart pieces, boom, you now have more life. You find 3 whatevers, you now have more special energy. So it's just how it works, right? And also the other things that allow you to there's upgrade gears, and you can use upgrade gears to improve your damage output and your special moves and things like that. There are multiple difficulty levels. You can try to make this game super punishing and make it kind of like a Souls-like, I guess. The combat is more involved than it needs to be. There's a lock-on. There's the ability to dodge. If you get a perfect dodge, it slows down time. You can get a little bit more attacks in. There's every now and then, like some enemies will have projectiles that they shoot at you. You can knock them back. Like I said, you have 4 special abilities that you can do. And those don't really... No, they're more combat abilities, not really mobility abilities. They're combat abilities. But you can use your hook shot. You eventually get a hook shot about halfway through, maybe quarter of the way through. And your hook shot can be used to latch on to enemies and bring you towards them. So it does play a good part, especially in like reaching far away enemies that you have to chase down. You can kind of zip over to them. That's nice. But when you encounter enemies in the middle of a level while you're doing all that exploration, they're almost always in like these open areas, and you just have a little battle. And then once you kill everything, they don't really bother you when you're trying to platform and when you're trying to explore, which is nice because, in other games, it's really frustrating when you're trying like these difficult platforming sections and some enemies shooting you and knocking you back. And that always sucks. But that doesn't really happen here because of the way they've staged the battles. There are boss battles, and the boss battles are different than like regular combat because it's typically an avoidance phase where you can like dodge their attacks, get in some attacks, and then once you take them down to about a third of their health off, they will switch to a different mode where you can't damage them, but instead you have to do some sort of platforming in the arena to be able to get to the next phase. You have to like smash these clocks or whatever, or get the enemy to damage something that's protecting them and breaks their shield. Now you can go attack them again. So it's typically, the rule of three. So you do kind of three phases of that, and then that's the end. And you see a little cutscene, and the cutscenes in this game are top notch. I mean, everything about this game does not scream indie. It's just such high quality. And if you're a fan of like the Ratchet and Clank and those other platformers, mascot platformers, as I keep calling them, this game is it's a no-brainer. Like, you should play it. And if it goes on sale or whatever, it's the price you like, check it out. But if you are a fan of that series, or not that series, but that type of game, you should definitely check this game out. Duskfade. I didn't think the story was amazing. In fact, it was pretty see-through. Pretty early on, it was like, okay, I know where this is going. I know what the twist is going to be or whatever. There's one collectible that you get that's stained glass, and once you get enough of those pieces, I think there's like 12 or something, you then go back to a place in one of the levels, and it gives you a little bit of extra story, which you could have kind of figured out a little bit, but this goes into pretty good detail to give you a little bit more story about the game. Once you beat the game, you can go back and do all your exploration, and then you can go fight the final boss again. Doesn't matter. Your save point is before the final boss. So there's nothing, there's no missables based off of progression or anything. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of difficulty levels. I started off on normal like I always do, and I got to one boss, and I just kept taking too much damage from that boss, and like I wasn't learning their moves because I was dying too quickly. So I dumped it all the way down to story, and I was like, wow, I can't be killed in story mode. Like, they just don't do enough damage to you. Or I mean, they can kill you, but you have to kind of stand there and let them do it. And I was just like, okay, I'm having more fun with this. So I just left it on story mode. I probably did that about 20 hours in. Dumped it down the story mode, and then just did all of my exploration and just the rest of the combat for, I guess, like the last 3 bosses or whatever on story mode, and it was fine. In fact, if you have a younger child or something that might enjoy this game but would be put off by the combat, then you could dump it down to story mode, and they'd have a much better time with the game, because they're they can do a lot more damage, and they don't die so quickly. When you do die, it's pretty quick about with respawns and things like that, and going back not too far. There is fast travel once you get to certain points in the level, and you can kind of zip around. You can't go to every checkpoint, and that is a little frustrating when it comes time to getting all the collectibles. When I played it, there weren't a whole lot of guides out, but now there are a bunch of guides that will tell you, like, based off of, I guess, the fast travel points. They'll kind of let you know, okay, well, here's all the collectibles, and they tend to go, at least the videos I followed, I think it was like Gamer Guru. That creator, he would basically do an entire level in one video, and he'd get all the collectibles that you needed in that level in about 12 minutes, I think, per video. And he went like from this collectible to that collectible to that collectible. So as long as you follow along with him, you will be able to get everything. Now, that's a horrible way to play. And like, that's a horrible way to enjoy a game. So I would say, if you're playing this game for fun, part of the fun is the exploration and trying to find all those things by yourself and being like, oh man, I know I have to come back to here when I have the hook shot, or I come back here when I can do rail grinds and things like that. And that's the fun of these games. And if you're not playing it for that, I'm sorry. Like, I think you're missing out. But I would say go ahead and just get to the end of the game, kind of mainline it, get all the abilities, and then go back through and do all your exploration. And I think you're going to have a better time with the game. I spent 37 hours and 25 minutes getting all the collectibles, getting all the achievements. I had a great time with it. I think Duskfade is super cool, and I think it's a great mascot platformer if you're a fan of like a Ratchet and Clank type thing. It's melee combat for the most part, so it's not going to be like the ranged combat of Ratchet and Clank. But it is melee combat focused, and it's a great time. I highly recommend Duskfade. I gave it a 4. We were talking about our before earlier. I normally give a game that I had a good time with and that I would recommend to people a 3. If it was above average, I give it a 3.5. If it's a really good game, I give it a 4. If it's amazing, I give it a 4.5. And if it's Ori, I give it 5.
Is that the Ori catalog?
Yeah, like if it's a Metroidvania, there's a good chance that it could get a 5. I don't think I have that many 5s, but this is 4. This is high for me.
And that's fine. If you have a 4 game, I mean, that's still to me, it's a really good game.
Yeah, I think it's a really good game. And when the price hits, whatever your point is, if you're into these types of games, I think you need to put a price watch on it because this is a fun one.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like 3.5 is like a little bit above average for me.
Exactly.
4 is like really good. 4.5 is like, wow, this is memorable to me. And 5's like every once in a while, you get one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, Alan Wake 2 category. You don't know about that because you're still on number 1, but there's a second game in there.
I'm still dipping in the first one when I need to for contests and such.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I saw that you are the second one to complete it.
I was the second one to complete it, and the first person to complete it, I don't think enjoyed the game at all because he got it done in like 12 or 15 hours or something like that. And so he had to have straight guided it. Yeah. And no, 15 hours. He did 15 hours, 5 minutes. No shade to him at all. I just don't think that's the way to play the game. I don't think that's the way to enjoy it. And I hope he enjoyed it. I don't think he did.
Yeah. If we all find, I mean, sometimes I mainline games like I wanted to. It's
not even mainlining. The only way you could do this in 15 hours is by following guides from start to finish.
Okay.
Like that's the only way you'd be able to do it in 15 hours.
Sometimes I just get in that mode, like Alan Wake 2, Hitman 3. Like I get in that mode where, like you've been waiting forever for that game to come out and you get it and you're just like, I've got to play this. Is it the best way to play it? No, I agree with you in that. Like I had to go back and play those games a second time, after I got all the achievements just to kind of see more of the story because you're just like, sometimes I get in that mode, at least maybe not everyone, but I get in that mode like I need this. I've been waiting forever. I want to get it done. But yeah, I get it.
It's the third person. Oh, okay, look at that.
Oh, are you? On mine,
yeah, it's the third.
Number 2.
Yeah, somebody snuck in and got number 2. Kratos
Oh,
somebody. Last time I checked, that was 2, but I'm 3 now.
Oh, on mine it shows you as 2 because it says Kratos got his last achievement on this August 16th, and you got yours on 15th.
Yeah, date finished wise. But when I sort by date finished, it's definitely.
Oh yeah, then I see that. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I see what you're saying now. I clicked on the gamers completed that show.
No, you're right. Their sort is off. I'm definitely number 2. Their sort is weird. That's not. Yeah, they screwed up their sort.
Yeah. Anyways, that's awesome. It's always fun to see when you get the games completed and you're like, "Ooh, I'm one of those top people that got it." Or at least for me, I'll enjoy it. So
I mean, it's not fair for people who get review copies. I got a review copy. I probably should have said that. I had a review copy, and yeah, so that's where I got. But the other person, I know he had a review copy too, but he started way later than me and only spent 15 hours. So I know he guided it. And more power to him. Hope he had fun.
Well, all right. That was Duskfade from KooshMoose. I talked about Atlas Fallen. Go check out those games if you're interested in those genres. Meanwhile, Big L looks like he has replaced us with Halo campaign, as I see right now. So
they're probably do the LASO trick.
Oh yeah,
that's got to be
guys that can't do Tuesday, and then.
Yeah,
I was going to the Brad camp to see because we're getting over to there, and I wanted to see if we missed or see anything, and then I see Big L's on for playing Halo, so I got to give him a little bit of crap. All right, let's move on to Game Pass. I will talk about the comings to Game Pass on the 18th, which is today of recording. We have Egging on Cloud, Series X, handheld PC to premium. Is this the one that you talked about before?
Yeah,
Or is
yes,
this
this
something
was an
different?
ultimate, and
Okay.
this is just it coming to premium.
Gotcha. I thought you had talked about it. All right. We also have our, I guess, on the 19th, we have Vapor World Over the Bind on cloud, console, and PC to Ultimate and PC Game Pass. Looks like it's a narrative-driven Souls-like platformer with in 2D. Uh,
So it's focused on deflection combat, and it's basically 2D Lies of P, which is like that Pinocchio Souls like. To give you an idea of what you're looking into, there wasn't a whole lot of info on TA, but this is kind of like, this is what I grabbed from Steam. It looks
gotcha.
cool. I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out and not play it until it's about to leave Game Pass.
There you go. Also on the 19th, we have Blaze Blue Entropy Effect X on Cloud Series XS PC. Game Pass Premium there. It's platformer, 30 to 35 hours. We also have Relooted on Cloud Series X and S PC, and that's Game Pass Premium as well. It's a platformer, and it's 8 to 10 hours. August 20th, we have a little bit more into my genre. We have Star Sand Island. I believe that's going from game preview to actually full release.
Yep,
Remember
and
right?
also going to premium.
And going to premium. This is a 60 to 80 hour management and simulation game. I've heard good reviews on it. I might check it out someday if I can get through all the other stuff I have. This is available on cloud, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and like Koosh said, it's going to premium. On the 25th, we have Aerial Knights Drop Shot, excuse me, is going to Game Pass Premium. That's a first-person shooter that Koosh talked about before.
Mm-hmm.
And on the 25th, we also have Blood Dungeon on Cloud, Series X and S, and PC to Ultimate and PC Game Pass. And this is a roguelite.
It looks horrible. The graphic quality on this just looks so bad. So I will not be checking this out until someone tells me I have to.
Wow,
And I don't think they will.
that might be the first time I think I've ever heard you say you're not checking something out.
Oh yeah, I'm not checking this one out.
So, anyways, all right. And August 27th, I guess it's pretty close by the time this releases. We have the next Resonance game, I guess Plague Tale game is what I should say. That's Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy on Cloud, Series X and S, handheld, and PC. It's Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. I definitely am looking forward to that. I think it looks pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On August 31st, we have Young Suns. That's Cloud, Console, PC to Game Pass Premium. Looks like it's a cozy space game. So it must be up Kush's alley.
And they intended it for 1 to 2 hours of daily play alone or with friends. I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's kind of like a dip in, dip out game.
There you go. And the last one, September 1st, we have Shell Diver on Cloud, Console, and PC coming to Ultimate and Game Pass Premium and PC Game Pass. And this is another cozy game. Man, you got two of them right back to back for you.
Kind of cozy. If you check out there's not a whole lot on TA. I had to go to Steam again for this one. This one looks a little bit like Dave the Diver, kind of mixed with like
don't tease
twin
me.
stick shooter. Yeah, it's like a twin stick shooter mixed with Dave the Diver, but not the breadth and weirdness of Dave the Diver with all the different systems, all the game systems. This looks like it's mostly, you go underwater and you kill jellyfish all the time. So, great for Ocean City.
There you go. But play it on the beach instead of getting stung by.
Yeah, but it's an incremental game, so you over time you get more and more powerful to the point where you're just wiping the screen clear as you go, and it seems interesting to me. This one I'm very interested to check out, see what it's got, and it looks like it's everybody, Ultimate, Premium, PC. So yeah, everyone should be able to get this one right away on September 1st.
All right, there you go. What is leaving Game Pass, Koosh?
What's leaving? On August 31st, another Crab's Treasure. That's an action role-playing game, It's 16 to 22 hours, and if you do the code, there's a code or some method to get a gun, and it's like a one-shot kill. That's like if you run into trouble, you can use that to kill bosses, from what I understand. I think I did it once just for giggles to see what it looks ridiculous. It's this crab with this giant revolver that's like, 4 times bigger than he is. But yeah, I know other people have gone through and played it. It's kind of like a Souls-like, and even though it's listed as ARPG RP, yeah, people seem to like it, and they've already gotten through it, and so now I'm debating what am I going to do. What am I going to do? Next up, I Am Your Beast. It's a first-person shooter, 12 to 15 hours. I don't feel like this has been around all that long. I feel like this is like a 6-month debut. This game looked kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to try to slam that out in 12 to 15 hours because I do believe it's got a difficulty based achievement towards the end. This would make this hard to get a completion in. Maybe I'll just leave off alone.
Let's check. Complete all story levels, complete all support group levels, challenge levels, story levels. Yeah, complete all cold sweat levels, which I'm guessing is their.
Apparently those are harder.
It says you can it says these levels, according to the guide by Killer BCG, these levels can be made trivial by enabling assists from the main menu.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. Maybe I will check out I Am Your Beast because that looks
well. Then Lost Domine says even with the assists, these levels have blue lasers all around that will instantly kill you. So maybe check it out.
Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Then there's Neon Abyss, which was in Game Pass for freaking ever. It's a roguelite run and gun. I thought it was fun. 50 to 60 hours. I don't know that I'm going to beat it. I don't think I need to. The lowest price this has ever been on the Xbox stack and the PC stack is $5. So yes, this is 2 separate games. They're separate stacks. I liked them. I thought they were fun. I would definitely pay $10 to get them both. And that's probably what I do. I'm not going to try to slam this out for the end of the month. It's just not going to happen. One Lonely Outpost is a management game that I totally console commanded, and I'm pretty sure you still can. I don't remember. Maybe they phased that out. When I did, it was console commands. If you're not going to do that, you're not going to be able to get 2 achievements. There's 2 achievements that are only possible on PC using console commands. So if you can only play it on your Xbox, you're not going to get it. But if you can play it on your PC, you can slam it out and be done in just a few minutes. All right, it's not really playing the game. But
I'm in the thread right now. Let's check.
Yeah,
looks like it still works.
Yeah. So if you just want the points and you got a PC, I'm not going to shame you. I did it. And lastly, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, action role-playing game, role-playing open world. Have you heard about this game? It's often on sale for as low as $10. So you don't feel like you have to slam this one out. This is like what, hundreds of hours?
Yeah, it's like
150 to 200.
200, yeah. And that's including with there's like 3 pieces. Let me see. I think it's 2.
Is it?
3.
Is it before the DLC? Because I know there's a bunch of DLC that's included. Well, I guess this one it's all included.
This is all complete. Yeah. I don't have this one. Yeah, I have the other version.
You have the base with the DLC.
With the DLC.
Now, here's a fun fact. There is, I don't think it's out yet, right?
What?
There's a new DLC.
Oh, no, it's not out yet.
It's not out yet, but if you have the complete edition, you're going to get it for free. I'm pretty sure that's true. And if you have any DLC in the Wild Hunt version of the game, that should also be free. Take that with a grain of salt. Do your own research, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Based off of what I was reading back at the time.
Yeah, that's one of those games I need to go back to. I'll get in there and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do it. And then I fade out because it's such a huge game and it's like I don't have as much time to do those bigger ones anymore.
Yeah, I'd like to play it. I mean, I'm a fan. I'm reading the books right now.
Me too.
So I'm looking forward to getting in once I know the stuff. I like the TV show. My wife gave up on it. But I like the show. I think I've watched it. I watched it once by myself and once or almost all of once with her. So I'll finish it again. And then hopefully maybe one day I'll actually play Witcher 3 more than just a few achievements. So,
well, I think it is. Is it? No, it's not. I thought I saw it that it was handheld, but it's not. They should put a handheld. Maybe the new version is. Let me check the new version. Because I'm looking at my version, which I have the base game, and then I have the DLC. No, I probably could stream it, but it's not handheld optimized. That would be a good game. Maybe it will with the with, like you said, the new DLC. The game's coming out soon. The next one, maybe they'll make it like that. Anyways, that's the game. Are you gonna chase anything before we head out of the leading?
If I do anything, it'll be another Crab's Treasure because I've already started that one. And it's like pricey. The sale price for that is not good. It's $30 normally. The lowest it's ever been is $12. I don't love the idea of paying $12 for that, so I will probably go back in and see how tough it is, and then maybe switch to the, crab with a gun mode. I don't know.
Yeah. But a lot of these have some high player count numbers. I know they've been in Game Pass for a while, but TA, that Nether Crab Treasure's over 78,000. I'm Your Beast, I think, was over 55. That's almost 56,000. I mean, that's pretty. That's some pretty good numbers there. Neon Abyss was over 100 when I saw it. So those are some good numbers there.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to Brad Camp. Congratulations to BS Middle. I saw that he completed Hitman, the trilogy, the World of Assassination, all of them. 500 hours. That's crazy, but such a good game. I love that game. That's one of my favorites. Let's see. Anything else that you saw?
Not only that, but that's like a tricky one. And like with all the what do you have to do first to get the progression to progress and cross progression and all that?
It's easier if you just go 1, 2, 3, and then when you go from 1 to 2, that you can do all that stuff, and you'll still have to complete things again, but it's just better. And still
good on him for actually doing it.
Yeah. When I did my crossplay progression for 3, when they added some of those DLC stuff in there, or the modes from the past, not everything unlocked. I had to redo everything, but redo some things, I guess I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, it's a game that I like, so
right.
Wasn't too bad. Congratulations to Waka Pale for being the 4th person to do Hannah VCR. Saw that. It's like Nasashi completed Power World. I know that's a pretty good completion there. Keep adding, at least the completion now. They'll keep adding stuff, but yeah, it's kind of the big stuff that I saw, at least. I don't know if there's anything you had seen.
A whole lot. But good on those guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that will about. Did I hit the recording button this time?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just joking. It's been quite a day. But anyways, we appreciate you guys listening, and we appreciate the feedback as well whenever we get some. So thank you for that, and we hope the next 2 weeks for you are being able to game and have some fun, and hopefully getting back into school habits with your kids and all that stuff, and you can find some time to game. Anyways, this has been Level 416 on Achievement Hunting 101, and we will catch you later. See ya.
Bye-bye.